All right. We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
We are sorry for that short and brief, you know. I am so speechless at the lack of technological intervention.
Technossery.
Magic the Gathering that XSplit has, where it just randomly crashes every time I use it. I'm around, so I'm bad luck, so it just crashes. It's like, oh, she's here. We don't want anything to do with that.
No, it's just XSplit. It has like some internet disease.
It's you. It's not me.
Yeah, it's you XSplit. But we're back because the viewers, they want to see us. They love us so much.
Yeah, it's mostly you though. You're so handsome.
What? No,
Oh.
It's definitely you.
No, this is my first time here. How could it be me? They don't even know I'm here.
They do now.
It's like, surprise, Tara! So, in the bracket, next coming up is actually going to be the Masters and Grandmasters tournament, which is exciting. And we see over here, we have Chris, the owner of GameClucks, holding all of the prize money, which I can just steal from his hands right now. I could. I'm tough enough to do it. You heard it here first. Anytime you have money in your hand, you better watch out, because I am tough enough.
It looks like actually we're going to be going into the first game in the winner's bracket here at the GameClucks StarCraft 2 main tournament. This is going to be Tleah Light versus Bath and Apes. Now, we're getting the game set up here, ladies and gentlemen, so, you know, don't quote me on that. It still could be a few minutes. But that's a few minutes that you can go and grab your friends, pull them over, and tell them to watch this game because this is going to be really exciting. Tleah Light, of course, on Team Light. He's been getting trained by Pkwy Light, if you know Pkwy Rice Light. He's been training Tleah, so if you know Pkwy's style, Tleah plays a very similar style to that.
Which is pure epicness.
I am going to suggest you, Tara.
Suggest me.
And that way we can get you in the game here.
I am very excited to cast these Masters and Grandmasters tournaments because this is top tier gameplay here we're going to see, and Team Light is a team that I very much respect, so all of the players that come out of it are I'm very excited to see. And it looks like today we only have Tleah here from
Yes,
Team Light.
Pkwy Light is not here today. Tleah is, though. And actually, I think that's really cool because we also have the very handsome
NRS Sonic.
NRS Sonic. I keep forgetting his name for some reason. But NRS Sonic, very good. So I feel like the ending match might be Tleah versus NRS Sonic. I'm just calling that. But either way, it's going to be really good. We're waiting for the players to ready up, ladies and gentlemen.
My mic's crap again?
No, that's what it's going to say.
Sobium. My mic, or is it me?
Well, let's check it here ourselves. That's why we have the stream up here, ladies and gentlemen. Tara, can you go ahead and give me some ABCs?
She sells seashells by the seashore, Dr. Zealot.
Your mic is just wonderful. We're going to go into the game. The countdown has begun, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tleah Light versus Bath and Apes. It's going to be a TVT. And we're starting on daybreak.
Wow, as soon as I get here, it's just all TVTs today.
It's all Terran. It's all about the Terran. And actually, Tleah Light playing your favorite color.
Pink.
The pink.
If we're going to go into semantics here, I actually do like the darker pink that you get when you're playing with more than 4 players. But I will settle when we're doing a 1v1 for the light pink.
Tleah playing actually on his laptop today. He forgot his main screen that he usually plays on. But let's go ahead and introduce the players.
Alright, in the bottom left-hand corner of Team Light, we have the Terran player in pink, Tleah. Woo!
And in the top right-hand corner, he is our blue Terran, Bath and Apes.
With an accentuation on the apes.
On the apes. So many apes. This is going to be a Terran versus Terran on Daybreak. Tara, being a Terran player yourself, what do you think about Daybreak for Terran?
I'm really excited to see what they do here because it is a small two-player map, so it looks like anything is possible. I mean, they could go mech. You don't have to be too mobile on this map. It's kind of annoying to take a third here, to be honest, on this map because it's kind of like a line, so it's harder to defend and like find those 2 points of defense there in order to shield off all 3 of your first 3 bases. So that's going to be interesting to see how they do that. I know as a noob, I always forget and expand right underneath my main because that's the more logical, defense point there. But I'm interested to see how they play this out. Definitely, especially because I haven't seen at all any of Bath and Apes play. So I'm excited to see how he combats Tleah and the kind of Pkwy-esque build that he has there.
Now we have Bath and Apes with the initial scout here, Tleah with the scout just slightly later than Bath and Apes, and they're gonna both pass each other like ships in the night. There we go, the pink SCV saying, "Guess what? I'm gonna scout out your base. I'm getting there very soon. I got my rocket pack."
Exactly, Dr. Zealot. And both players got their first racks exactly at the same time, but it looks like Tleah is going for his orbital, and that orbital is dropped too by Bath and Apes, which I'm going to shorten to Apes. I've decided. It looks like pretty standard. It looks like they might be going for just a 1 racks expand, or I don't know what they're going to do here. Oh yeah, it looks like Tleah is going for the 1 racks expand.
Yeah, both players are going to get in each other's base, and they're going to confirm that it's nothing cheesy, nothing crazy. They're going to confirm, it looks like, let's see, they're going to confirm the number of gases for each other, so they're going to know it's going to be an expansion for each other. No cheeky, cheesy play out here by either player.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty standard, straightforward, maybe late game. We'll see how it goes and what people start to build, and if there is going to be any kind of like early aggression, little early pokes and pushes.
Now Bath and Apes going ahead and taking the tower, taking a little bit of map control before Tleah. I guess Tleah, he just feels like he can't move out on the map until that SCB gets taken care of.
Oh wow, and it looks like Tleah is actually going for a really fast third, whereas Bath and Apes is actually going for the 2 racks right after that. And he's getting both gases, which means he might be trying to push for a Marauder-based build. Maybe he's going to put down the factory and go ahead and tech up to something. I'm not sure.
Meanwhile, Tleah only getting 1 gas, signaling that he doesn't want to tech up as fast, that he wants to stay on bio for a little bit longer. He wants to use bio either as a transition into that factory tech, or he wants to go ahead and expand. As you can see here, his 3rd command center finishing up here in his main. Now, he might use this for a while, go ahead and convert this into an orbital command, and go ahead and just use it for the mules for a little while until he's ready to expand into his 3rd.
I'm really excited to see how greedy he's going to be with this 3rd command center. And it looks like he's transitioning right away to that orbital. But it's still undecided whether or not he's actually going to move it to the 3rd positioning, or whether he's just going to use it for mules, comlinks, and extra SCV production.
Bath and Apes deciding that he wants to stay in this biotech, and a very nice scan comes out from Tleah Light. He sees the tech lab, he sees the STEM researching, he sees both reactors coming up. He knows exactly what Bath and Apes is up to.
He knows that Bath and Apes is definitely going to go for some early aggression here, just spitting out Marines and trying to get the upgrades for them. The STEM dropped for both players at almost the exact same time. And it looks like Tleah is going to respond by dropping the 2 barracks with the reactors on them as well, to try to just get something out and be able to defend any kind of early aggression that's going to happen here.
Bath and Apes with the worker count saturating both bases very well, and Tleah doing very much the same. Very similar match that we're seeing out here from both players right now. Although if we look at the resources tab, it looks like, well, they're just about even, to be honest.
Yep, and it looks like Tleah has decided with this rally point that he's actually going to just keep this command center here and just spit out more workers and just get an economic edge here without actually putting himself in a bigger, like, scary position where he has 3 bases to protect rather than 2 early game.
Tara, I just got an idea.
What did you get an idea about?
This Marine here, he's like a scout, and I don't mean like a scout to like scout out the map. I mean he's got like
StarCraft 1?
Oh yeah, he's like he's like Intaro Adun Executor. He's like secretly the scout pilot in Terran uniform. I don't know why I thought that. That's just what I thought.
GameClucks tournaments where Dr. Zealot makes up weird and funky things and then becomes silly and giggly. Why I love him so much.
Now Bath and Apes, he's got a whole bunch of these scout pilots out here. I mean Marines.
Scout pilots!
Up here in his natural, it looks like, as you said, Tara, he does want to go for aggression. But the scout pilots, I mean Marines, for Tleah as well, up here in his natural. Although, look at this. I love this position by Tleah. He's hiding some of them over here a little bit, you know, where you wouldn't expect. So that if Bath and Apes tries to come up this ramp, he's going to be met with some crazy force. And if he comes up this ramp, he'll be able to sandwich him right here in between his production facilities and his main force. It also is a really great position because it lets him protect that third that he wants to get so badly and take out scouting Marines like this. So this is really brilliant. I really just love this position by Tleah.
Yeah, and this play actually does quite a few things. It hides them from the scans, so,
What?
you know, oh, looks like we're having an engagement here.
I'm sorry, there was just a Marine that was hanging out with all these Marines. He was like,
and
hey.
he didn't even attack it, did he?
He didn't. He was just like, hey, what's up, bros?
Oh, he's got that manner. Bath and Apes is a manner player. You heard it first here at GameClucks. But yeah, it looks like he was hiding it from the scan, and it looks like he's kind of making it so that it looks like he's getting a third when maybe he's not yet planting it. Which is kind of interesting. Oh my god, it looks like Bath and Apes is taking kind of a weird third. I guess it's the optional third, you would say, on this map.
Yeah, just zoning Tleah out of the map right now. He does have the advantage in terms of not the number of Marines. He has just a few less Marines. But he does have 4 medevacs on the map, and that's going to allow his Marines to survive that much longer in a head-to-head battle. Now, otherwise, the Marines are equal. We do have the 1-1 coming up for Tleah, whereas we have infantry armor level 1 finishing up, and we do have an engagement in here. Tleah, he wants to take it. He's going to destroy absolutely everything, and Bath and Apes says GG immediately.
Wow, how exciting. And it looks like he was actually getting 2-2 rather than 1-1, whereas Bath and Apes was still stuck on 1-1. So, he definitely had the advantage there, and he was able to actually come back because he did have that economic advantage of the 3rd command center early, spitting out Marines, spitting out SCVs, and just getting those everything. Like, his economic lead there was awesome.
Now we're going to ask what map that Bath and Apes wants for game number 2 versus Tleah. He does have the map choice. It is going to be WCS
Entombed Valley.
You know what, Tara?
What's up?
If you have more scout pilots than your opponent, and you have STEM, and you have 1 more upgrade than them, you can win.
We should make our own StarCraft jargon to the point where it's just like unintelligible banter between 2 people, and everyone will just love it because it'll be so much fun. But nobody will know what the hell is going on in the game. That is what I propose. Support esports by totally distorting it.
We do love esports here at GameClucks StarCraft 2. October monthly.
And every monthly henceforth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started with game 2 here in the StarCraft 2 October monthly. GameClucks StarCraft 2 October monthly. That's a mouthful.
Yes.
We're waiting for Tara to join the game.
That Tara, man.
I know.
I don't know who invited her to cast.
We're going to ask the players to ready up. It is going to be Tleah versus Bath and Apes again. Tleah up 1-0 against Bath and Apes. Is Bath and Apes gonna be able to take this game? Is he gonna be able to take it back from Tleah? The countdown has begun, ladies and gentlemen. The map will be WCS Entombed Valley. Now this is a 4-player map, and you do have the neutral supply depots at the bottom of the ramp. So it is maybe a little bit of an older map in the map pool, but still a fun and good map. Now let's go ahead and introduce the players, Tara.
Alright, in the bottom left, yay, is Bath and Apes, the blue Terran.
And in the top left, we have our pink Terran, Tleah Light. And we saw Tleah just go for, I guess, that extra orbital and just say, hey, guess what? I can just straight out macro you. And then he 1A'd all of his stuff across the map and just won the game almost instantaneously. It was a thing of beauty to watch.
I think Bath and Apes got a little bit more comfortable when he saw that he was, when Tleah was going for a little bit more of a greedy build, and so he didn't really respond with really quick aggression and allowed Tleah to just out-macro him and be able to have enough units to kind of, you know, fix the issue at hand of the early aggression. And I like this in mineral line supply depot. It's really cute. Terran does have the advantage of dropping their supply depots, so that actually saves it from any kind of... Hold on, my car alarm's going off. Excuse me!
The barracks going down for both players here, so it doesn't look like we're going to see any cheese out of this game. Now, because this is a 4-player map, we are seeing Bath and Apes scouting the close bottom position first, and we're going to see Tleah scout the close other bottom position first.
Looks like Tleah is going to have that scout advantage for a couple seconds.
Yeah, Bath and Apes, he's going to scout Tleah's actual position last here. So Tleah will have a little bit of an advantage on his opponent. He's going to have a little bit more information. He's going to know that no gas is going down for his opponent. His opponent is playing pretty standard. And that there's no Makaraks going down here by Bath and Apes. Do you know about the Makaraks, Tara?
I do not.
The Makaraks, Makaraps, that should be a thing. But Maka, he is a player that played early in the GSL, and he got famously known for putting barracks in really weird positions. Like, he would put a barracks, like, here. And you're like, why would you put the barracks there? Well, he was trying to trick his opponent into thinking that he was cheesing when he actually wasn't cheesing. And this is back when the GSL was like all 1 and 2 base play, when everybody cheesed every game, and when the maps were very, very close positioned. Like Blood Gulch was actually in the map pool, if you believe it.
Wow, I did not know that. That's actually interesting. It's like anti-proxy racks. And it looks like they're both expanding. I think Tleah got his down just a little bit quicker. Going for that 3rd command center early again, as well.
Oh my god.
Going for that greedy play, but it looks like it's going to be a little different here because Bath and Apes expanded a little bit quicker. He's going for 2 more racks again. Maybe we're going to see identical builds here, and probably identical outcomes if that's the case.
Yeah, I would say so. We do have the orbital command done for Tleah now. And of course he is finishing up that command center about halfway done. He's going to just use that to drop the orbitals until he's into a comfortable position, taking his 3rd. Now taking the 3rd in this position is a little easier than it was on Daybreak. Your 3rd is kind of tucked away in here, and if you break down these rocks, it's pretty easy to defend. It's pretty hard for your opponent to go around and snipe the 3rd, and unless they do something with this little walkway here, unless they, you know, siege up or they have control of this walkway, it's pretty easy to defend that 3rd.
That's exactly right. I actually like this map for the defense of my 3rd and getting a 3rd, and it looks like they are a little bit close by air, but that's for their naturals rather than their 3rds.
We do have the stem coming up from Bath and Apes, and the stem just now starting from Tleah Light. It's going to be a little later from Tleah. So if Tleah decides to play defensively, his stem should finish about the same time that the stem from Bath and Apes finishes, so he should be pretty safe.
Exactly. It looks like Bath and Apes might actually be learning from his previous mistake of kind of being just like passive-aggressive in a way. Like he didn't exactly just make those Marines and go into the base and do that early aggression damage that he could have done. And it looks like he's adding a few Marauders into the mix as well.
The neutral supply depot for Tleah here falling. That neutral supply depot is going to cry tears of joy. Now it no longer has to live its cruel, evil existence here on this map.
In purgatory, in no man's land, nobody's supply depot.
It's nobody's supply depot.
Feeding no one's workers and units.
Ugh.
Such a terrible existence.
It's just you could just get really weird chills. If you were that supply depot, can you imagine living your life as a neutral supply depot? That would be terrible.
I absolutely could. It would be amazing. And it looks like Bath and Apes is moving out, and Tleah decided to go for a low ground bunker, which is interesting.
Yeah, he's going to be able to see this aggression coming out very quickly.
But I don't think he knows it's coming yet, so he won't be able to. I think he's just going to sacrifice this, and he might actually. Wow, bringing SCVs. It looks like he's going for the all-in here.
Yeah, and Tleah, he's got to react to this. The SCV's tanking a lot of the damage.
Oh
Bath
my
and
God.
Apes, he's doing so much damage, but the SCV's coming out from Tleah Light. Is he going to be able to hold Tleah? He's got to have the best micro that he possibly can right now. He holds.
He holds, but Bath and Apes is reinforcing pretty quickly, and I don't know if he's just going to regroup and come back in and try it again, because it looks like there are no more defenses. Even though Tleah Light is replacing his bunkers, he's got 2 bunkers now, being a little bit more aggressive with the defense, if that makes any sense at all. And he's just pumping out Marines. He's decided that he's going to have to respond with that extra Marine support there. And it looks like Bath and Apes is just taking all of his SCVs, and he is going to go for an all-in here.
This is going to be like the cliffs of Normandy right now. Tleah Light, if you look at the army supply is equal, but the worker supply is far in his favor. And with these double bunkers at the top of the ramp, he's just going to be able to win any engagement that comes up the ramp. But Bath and Apes doesn't care. He wants to take the bunkers out, and the first bunker does not go down, and he GG's immediately.
Yeah, I definitely foresaw that GG there, because, I mean, he had more SCVs, or Tleah Light, actually, had more SCVs, so he was able to just, do that SCV damage that Bath and Apes was trying to add on by just doing an all-in and bringing all of his SCVs, so that definitely would have not worked out in Bath and Apes' favor. But it looks like Bath and Apes kind of knew that he was outmatched there and kind of just wanted to see if he could maybe do an all-in and just, like, win a game and just kind of stay in the tournament here. But Tleah Light is pretty scary. I don't know, maybe I would react that way.
Now, we are going to find out what our next game is here. Tleah taking that 2-0. We're going to go take a look at the bracket, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at the bracket. You'll have to stop seeing our beautiful faces for just a moment. My computer needs to learn how to do the bracket. There it goes. Alright, so if we look at the bracket, it's going to be Ire 2-0ing Huang Po. And Sonic moves on from Sonic versus Warlord. He is now going to face the winner of Sentry versus Nameless. Seacalms is now going up against Jekko.
Oh.
Now, Tleah Light, he just defeated Bath and Apes, so he is going to go against Ire. That is the next game that we're going to be casting, ladies and gentlemen.
Very exciting, and I do have to add that Jekko did 2-0 Why So Intense, which is kind of sad because I know Jekko personally. He's my roommate, and he's a very strong Master Zerg player. And just kind of having Why So Intense go in there as the champion of the Platinum and Diamond little tournament that we had here, and just go against a Masters player that is pretty strong, and actually his ZVT is pretty strong as well, so that's kind of just a little bit sad. I cry a tear of sadness for Why So Intense.
I don't. I don't have feelings.
That's because you're BM. Oh, what is this? This is so cute.
I'm a robot. Let's show everybody in the stream what you're talking about.
Did you see that?
Hold on, let's go back. Ling Ling
Oh
Rocket.
my god. Ling Ling Rocket. Do you guys see what I am seeing here?
What is Ling Ling Rocket? Let's find out. It's a puzzle game. I'm gonna have to play this later. But we're going to go find out to see if the players are ready. Actually, I'm just going to physically get up and talk to them. So, Tara, I'll be right back.
I can take the floor from here. Hello guys, I am now alone, and it's okay because I can talk to myself because I've learned to do it on my own stream. And my name is Tara Babcock, and I am here with Dr. Zealot, who is wonderful, and I'm going to accept this game invite from him. So it looks like we're ready to go. GameClucks channel? Oh, yeah. Dude, I was trying to do that, but then you guys distracted me. Whoa, I hear pizza. Is someone ordering pizza?
Alright, what? Pizza who? God, that would be good.
Did you get this from the Asian market across the street?
Yeah.
Did you see that there's a soy grill across the street?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god. I think we found a replacement for California Burger.
Oh, we need to go there.
Dude, I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything today.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. The invites are done. We're going to ask the players if they are ready. Both players are ready. The countdown has begun. This is Tleah Light versus Ire. Both of these guys are Grandmasters. This is going to be a really good match. Now, Ire is Protoss, and Tleah, of course, is our Terran player. This is going to be a sick match.
Very excited to see how Tleah Light favors against all of Ire, apparently.
The entire planet of Ire
the
is
entire
playing against Tleah Light here. So Tleah, he's got his, you know, he's...
Oh god, here we go.
He's got things set out for him.
Things set out for him. I thought we were going to go into one of those prolonged, awesome Dr. Zealot rants about something amazing. But it looks like...
I would, but we need to introduce the players first.
We do need to. No, let's just delay it a little bit longer. I'm just kidding. In the top right-hand corner this time, it looks like we have the light player in pink, Tleah.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, our Protoss player, he is a Grandmaster. He is the yellow Protoss, Ire. Now, this first map is WCS Cloud Kingdom, and this map is really great for an early expanding Protoss because this little gap right here, it's really easy to throw Forge down in. Forge Fast Expand could not be easier than on WCS Cloud Kingdom.
I'm really excited to see what Ire does against Tleah because I'm thinking Tleah's probably going to go for another greedy type play, maybe some bio units at first, maybe like early aggression for him, but I'm always interested to see what the Protoss player likes to do against the Terran player. Is he going to do some High Templars? Is he going to mix that in with, you know, maybe a few Colossi? Is he going to go mass Colossi? Or is he going to opt for the just orbital death ball? Orbital. I meant, what is it? What are they called?
Orbital Death Ball.
Immortal. Immortal sounds like orbital. I plead insanity on this one.
Scout Pilot Death Ball.
Scout Pilot Death Ball of Death. Anyway, the scout going out for Ire across the map, the yellow Protoss player.
I really like this from Ire, and early game, I think what we're going to see from Ire is what we're seeing in the current metagame of Protoss, is what they like to do is go ahead and get 2 Stalkers out, and what that does is it allows them to take a couple of Marines out on the map. Now, the reason why you want to do that is because Terran players at the very high level started using these packs of Marines to pick Zealots off in the early game, Zealots that were holding these Xel'Naga watchtowers. So, now that you have those 2 Stalkers out, you can get a lot of good early map control, and in fact, as I'm saying that, as I'm describing all this, Ire goes ahead and warps into Zealots, so never mind. He's doing something a little different.
Well, that was a very valid point, Dr. Zealot. I have seen a lot of people using Stalkers, rather, as the units that will take the towers initially, because they do have an advantage over small clumps of Marines that are taking those towers. whereas Zealots can just be, you know, out stutter stepped.
Absolutely. Now, he might actually go 2 Stalker in addition to the 1 Zealot. And, you know, just varying it up a little bit. And I really like the pylon placement here, too, ensuring that he, you know, doesn't get any sort of Artosis pylons here in the main.
Oh,
now,
wow. Do you see?
Tleah was able to get a really good scout there.
That's true. And look at that split against those Zealots, or against that 1 Zealot. That's pretty good. Micro
oh my
there,
god,
but
sick micro. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Not even losing a single Marine to that 1 Zealot.
I love top tier micro. It's just so beautiful to me. But it does look like, look in his base, Tleah Light has 2 like barracks is hidden on the side there, and it looks like, wow. It looks like he's not expanding at all. He's going for really early aggression, putting those barracks down there so that the Marines get pumped out earlier. It looks like he's going for very early aggression. Oh my god, just going to pick off that Stalker, and you are right about the Stalker, but it cannot handle that many Marines.
The
wow.
Marines were played so well, and he's going to get a couple shots on the Marines here.
Oh, look at him putting those high health Marines in the front. I love this micro here. It's giving me shivers. This is amazing.
This Stalker, he's got to be so careful. Oh, and now he's taking HP damage. Oh my gosh, the micro here is so intense. 3 Stalker micro versus Marine. Who will win?
Oh, and the SCVs are coming across. This is an all-in, people. Tleah Light is going for an all-in against Ire.
Ire's got to know this is coming, but the Nexus, oh my god, he's going to have to cancel the Nexus.
He's not going to get the cancel off. Oh my god, he let it finish. And it looks like he's just going to surpass that and go in. But oh my god, nice wall off here with pylons. And it's not going to work out. He's going to be able to get in, and it looks like this might be a GG for Ire. Tleah might actually pull this off.
It's going to be probes versus SCVs. It's going to be up to the Stalkers to be able to do the damage to the Marines in time so that he does not lose as many workers. But if we look at the supply, it's 20 to 25. If we look at the worker supply, actually, Ire in the lead with 16, but you got to take mules into account. So really, a very even trade here for both players, and we might see maybe a more normal game out. Actually, the natural for Ire did not go down in that exchange, so he's going to be way ahead economically.
Yeah, and it looks like Tleah is taking these last Marines that he pumped out just around the map so that Ire doesn't actually see that he's doing that, and he's probably going to surprise him into his base, but it does look like Tleah is taking his natural now, which means that he is not going to give up after he did that all in at all. He's just going to go ahead and keep pushing it. And it seems like Tleah is just flowing into his base. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he actually loses this natural here. He's probably going to lose a lot of harvesters.
We might have a base trade situation on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Tleah Light, he's walking into the main base. He's just going to 1A his way all the way to these probes. But the warp in by Ire with these Zealots are going to be able to hold off these Marines and hopefully give time for these Stalkers to get back to the base in time. But the damage has already been done. The probes are going down left and right, and the Zealots are getting their damage in. Is Ire going to be able to clean up the Marines in his base?
It doesn't look like it. Very nice play by Tleah, using just 3 Marines to tank those Zealots while the others just stand there and shoot at them. Very nice, and just picking off so many harvesters. Let's see, it looks like in the harvester killed counter, it looks like 23 workers were killed by Tleah against 18 workers from Ire. So that is quite a bit of economic damage for both players. Tleah's natural base is actually mining now and is converting into an orbital. Let's see if he can actually pick this up. It looks like he's still consistently pumping out Marines as we go. Ire's dropping a couple more warp gates.
Oh, looks like we have a proxy pylon out here. And of course, Tleah has no idea that it's there. If we look over here, it's just right outside the range of those barracks. Oh my god. Ire, he wants to have the counter ability if Tleah shows up in his base with a whole bunch of Marines again, which it looks like that's what he's up to. He's up to some shenanigans. He wants to pick these Stalkers off, and he might catch them out of position. Ire's got to be really careful here.
I love this micro play here by Ire. Doing very good at pulling back the hurt Stalkers and not losing them, and in the meantime, putting a couple zealots in here, just warping them in, and if he can... Whoa. What happened?
The champagne bottles are already flying here at GameClucks, ladies and gentlemen.
That really scared me. Okay, I was talking about if he can just pick off these two barracks here, that is like most of the production of Tleah, so I don't know how he will be able to keep producing and streaming in these Marines. And it looks like he's deciding not to go in with this little clump of Marines that he has backing up. Coming home and just kind of helping, but he does have a bunker here. So the Zealots won't be able to just easily flow into the base and do any damage. Although I think that amount of Zealots can probably infiltrate if he does not repair well, and that is probably why he's putting down those 2 extra bunkers.
Yeah, he's going to come over here with the sentry, and he's going to try to drop the force fields right on top of these bunkers so that the repairs can't go down. He wants to break the front of Tleah Light. Tleah Light's army supply is really low right now, and there goes the force field preventing the repair. He's got to kill the SCVs that are on the front. The SCVs, they're dropping left and right. This bunker, it's going to die. The timing attack from Ire is very good, but the bunker is up, but there are so many Zealots here. He's just going to be able to waltz into the main here.
Yeah, those bunkers finished, but there's nothing to fill them, and it looks like this might actually be a GG here for Tleah Light. This is actually kind of sad. I'm always in favor of the Terran here, so the fact that there are that many Zealots, there's nothing he can do. Even with those SCVs tanking, it's just too much damage. I love this positioning here by Tleah, though, just like having, like, streaming them into that small little space between the minerals and just making it so that they can't do anything. And it looks like Tleah Light GG'd as expected. Very nice game. I love these aggressive, crazy, like, early game games. So much fun. I love to see aggression, especially against that really, like, slow tank versus tank thing that we've seen in the last 2 matchups. So
yeah, that was an incredibly back and forth match. There was a lot of metagaming going around, you know, back and forth about exactly how Tleah was moving his Marines across the map and exactly how the warp-ins from the pylons and whatnot were going down. That game was incredibly high level and such a joy to watch. Now it looks like the next map, the pick is going to be WCS Entombed Valley.
why are you laughing about that?
I saw the cute Zergling again.
Oh.
I was just like, oh, it's the cute Zergling again. I want to give it a hug. It's so cute.
I hope you guys are enjoying our cast.
Oh, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get the next game started, we're allowed to get the next game started, actually, we need you to go out to Twitter, to go out to Facebook, to tell your friends, to call your grandma, and tell them to tune in to the stream.
Why do your friends have your grandma's number?
I don't know.
You have to tell your friends, as the middleman, to your grandma to call her.
No, you're supposed to call your grandma.
No, you said tell your friends to tell your grandma.
Did I?
Yes,
okay,
you did.
Call your friends and call your grandma. Conjunction junction, what's your function?
Oh my god. That brings back some memories. And you just offended someone in chat because both of their grandmas are dead.
The person in chat.
You love the person in chat?
I do.
You're in love?
I'm not in love, but I do love them. We're going to ask the players if they're ready. Ire is ready. Tleah is ready. The countdown has begun, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to this fancy picture-in-picture to show you the countdown. Look at that. It's so fancy.
I know. I'm loving what you're doing for this channel, Dr. Zealot. You and your amazing Illustrator powers.
Illustrator, yeah.
What is it that you use?
Illustrator.
Illustrator. I got it right. Don't. You're like Illustrator. Pfft,
I
this
use
girl.
Both. I use both. I use both. I use all of them.
Okay.
I use all the technology.
All the technology. He uses all of it.
Let's go ahead and introduce the players, Tara.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, spawning as the yellow Zerg, that is Ire. Look at those probes mining.
That is.
Oh!
It looks like we need to remake the game. There's a little bit of a keyboard problem here.
We had a keyboard issue.
So we're gonna remake the game.
actually curious to see the statistics of how many games are actually quit and restarted because of issues that are technical at tournaments. I want to see some documentation. Some scientists need to research these things. Take a poll. I was right there on the screen. Just add me. Oh, you add the players first. I see how it is. Dr. Zealot, adding the players first.
I can send you a friend note, though.
You're gonna send me a friend note?
Now we are waiting for Ire to get his keyboard right. His keyboard looks like it is correct. He did not see my ready question mark. Tleah is ready.
My nose itches, guys.
Then both players are ready to go. The countdown has begun yet again.
I'm gonna wear your blazer.
Oh, okay. It's a pretty fancy blazer.
I have to be a little bit more professional here. How are you doing? Lost to a GM? 2-0?
But he gave me an amazing tip. Oh, can I have one of those?
Yes, 2-0.
Yeah. But I don't know. That was kind of a challenge. Just gateway expand. I can't do what else. They gave me a really good tip.
Okay, off you go.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to introduce the players.
Alright, in the top right-hand corner this time, spawning as the yellow Protoss, we have Ire.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, the pink Terran. His name is Tleah Light.
Woo!
Tara, you know you introduced Ire as the yellow Zerg last time?
I did?
Yeah, you said Zerg.
Why would I say Zerg?
Because he's Ire.
I have an affinity for Zerg men, okay? So
Ire-
that's just what I do.
Ire is owned by the Zerg now, actually, so it's no longer...
Well, there you go.
It's the Protoss homeworld, but it is no longer Protoss.
No, it's the hybrids, the Protoss and the Zerg hybrid thing that
It's
pretty
yeah.
much is OP. They should add that race in there. And then everyone can, you know, bitch and moan about the balance of the Zerg/Protoss race.
Yeah, it should just kill everything. For 5 minerals, you could make a unit that like can kill... That's like as powerful as Battlecruiser. You should be able to do that.
True. And we have Ire chrono boosting some probes out.
Pretty standard.
Pretty standard.
Deciding to go for the 13 gateway.
Tleah dropping his racks. Gonna wall off against the yellow Protoss player here. And let's see if he can actually get that walled off before Ire comes across and is able to scout. And it looks like he will.
Going ahead and dropping that supply depot a little early down here. It's a really good move. It's going to allow the Terran player to keep the scout out of his base, assuming he raises the supply depots. And, you know, if he hides the Marine back here, he's going to get a couple pot shots off on that scout. We do have a double gas coming up here from Ire. Now, it's not exactly an early gas, but it is a tell that he wants to go ahead and get some stalkers out. He wants to get that map control with the early double stalker. And you can see here, not making that zealot is a really smart move. This is sort of the new metagame that I was talking about last game, is that you don't even make that first zealot, because if you have it out on the map, it is just going to die. And if you don't have it out on the map, it's not going to do anything for you for those, you know, for that first minute. So just don't make it, and then make an extra stalker a little later.
That's true. Although zealots are kind of cost effective, they actually take up 2 food. So losing that little advantage that you would have in the beginning, losing a whole zealot to Marines is actually kind of a blow. So I can see why that meta's actually come about here. And it looks like we have Tleah putting down his secret command center in here and going for Iraqs after that.
And Tleah, so manner, dropping the engineering bay. Now what he's going to do with this is he's going to drop this engineering bay right here at the natural, and he's not going to finish it. He's going to get it to like maybe like 95% done. And then he's just going to leave. And
oh, look at that. He's trying so hard to expand, but it's not going to happen. And a lot of the times with the Protoss, they will just shift-click that and not even know that it didn't build. And as we see here, he goes all the way back into the base, while he's trying to do a little harass down here on these Marines, and he doesn't know that he didn't actually start that natural there.
Well, either that or he saw the engineering bay and he doesn't want to. He knows that that delays his nexus by so much that he needs to do something else, and that's what this Twilight Council is about. He's deciding he wants to go with either the charge lot or the blink play. I think it is going to be the blink play, going ahead and getting. If we look at the units tab, going ahead and getting 1 sentry out. It's probably going to be a blink play, and we might even see some really cool special tactics. I would really love if he dropped a robo here and went ahead and got out a warp prism. Go ahead, and then what you can do is you can take this warp prism, take it up to the high ground. You could force field off the ramp here and prevent the Marine, or prevent the Terran player from even coming in his own base, and you can just kill off his entire main.
I am actually in favor of that wonderful high-level play. I would love to see that. And it looks like there's a factory going down that's almost finished here for Tleah Light, and he's got 3 racks now. Very nice production he's going to have. And oh, I see it. Do you know what that means? He is going to go invisibles. Invisible Dark Templars.
They're going to be ninjas all over the map. This is going to be crazy right now. And that might actually be a good move because he saw that engineering bay over here, and he had a good tell that Tleah wasn't going to build his engineering bay as soon as he would like. In fact, Tleah, researching siege tanks, this might come as a huge surprise to him. This
is going to be a huge surprise. He does not yet have an engineering bay, which means he cannot have any kind of detection, any turrets. He doesn't have any starports to pump out Ravens. He's not going to know about this. And the tanks are not going to help with the high DPS Dark Templars that are invisible and can't even be attacked. So I am really excited to see how he fixes this. And actually, it looks like Tleah Light and Ire are both supply capped.
Now, this is a very coin flippy play here by Ire. So he's going to have to do a couple of things with this. Wow, even getting a warp prism to go along with this DT play. So he's going to have to do a couple of things with this. Number one, he's going to have to expand behind it. Number two, he's going to have to do enough damage to justify the fact that he invested so much into this tech. Here we go. The first DT. It's already in the natural.
Oh my god.
But Tleah, he knows the DT is here. 2 SCVs are already dead. And he doesn't have enough energy for a scan. The scan energy is there. And he kills the DT. Now this second DT, he's going to wait. He knows that the scan energy is going to be pretty low.
All Ire needs to do is back off and just wait and just get rid of all of those scans, and he can just come in. But it looks like he's dropping that engineering bay, and he's going to have turrets soon. There's that first turret coming down in the front of the base, so it looks like his DT play is somewhat kind of hindered now, but he's going for a Warp Prism dropship play, which is really interesting and exciting to see how much damage he can do in the main base there.
Oh, this is going to be crazy. Tleah knows that this is here. He's moving everything into position to deal with this. And is the scan going to go down? Does he see it? The scan goes down immediately. He destroys the DT, and this Warp Prism, it has to hide into the corner because, oh my gosh, Tleah, he's dealt with this so well. Warp
Prism DT play shut down there, and the turret in the mineral line is finished, and he's making others, so it looks like he's not going to be able to do very much with the DTs. And the DTs, even though they do a lot of damage, they are pretty squishy, especially with this volume of Marines that he does have. And it looks like he's going for charge and +1. And he's going for a couple of mortals, which is interesting.
That's exactly the correct transition right now, Tara, but it might come too late. Tleah is moving across the map. He knows that his opponent is down right now because he went for that tech. But Ire not getting the force fields he needs. He immediately loses that full energy sentry, and he's not going to be able to force field his ramp.
Building bunkers in his base. It looks like Tleah is going to actually take this. He is producing Colossi, but that's not going to come out in time.
And Ire hiding in the back of his base while meanwhile the warp gates are just dying. Tleah, he's going to try to pick off the robotics facility before the Colossus gets out, and he is successful. And now Ire, he is forced to engage Tleah as sooner than he had liked. He's not going to be able to get the damage that he needs, and Tleah, good to go. Now can't play the next game, sorry. Ire says,
Oh.
and he leaves the game.
So it looks like Tleah Light wins by default. Very exciting games that we've seen here. I really like the early aggression. I really like the nice micro that you see of the high GM players. It's really interesting to watch and interesting to cast as well. A lot of high energy, high action abilities and things. And it looks like Charge didn't finish for Ire, so that would have also helped him as well.
Now, I feel like Ire, going kind of coin flippy with that DT play, it could have turned out really well for him if he was able to do enough damage, but Tleah was just on it like a hawk. He saw the DT as soon as it was in his natural. He waited for the scan to become available. He shut it down, and he shut down the Warp Prism play as well. He just countered it and walked across the map, and that's how you gotta. That's how it goes sometimes when you go DT.
Tleah was amazing with seeing that DT. I mean, like, as soon as the DT got the first hit off, all of the SCVs in that middle line just went away, and he was ready to just put down that engineering bay at the front of his natural and just decide to go mass turret and just make sure that none of that shenanigans ever happens anymore in his base. And I mean, that's something that obviously would work a lot in the lower leagues, but not so much against GM players. Here.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go to a little bit of a break. We're going to get our next game lined up here for you in the GameClucks StarCraft 2 October Monthly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thanks for watching.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Zealot.
And I am Tara Babcock.
And we're back.
Yeah!
Alright, guys. The next game that we have coming up is going to be Sonic versus Seacoms. It's actually a really, really high-level game. Now, Sonic versus Seacoms, they're actually playing their first game right now. They started without us, but we will jump, directly into their second game. But until then, we're here. We're hanging out with you guys, and we're just going to talk a little bit.
We're going to hang out and talk because, you know, we're friends, and that's what friends do.
We're going to hang out in the chat. Actually, if you have any questions for us about the tournament, such as prize pool, who's playing who, or if you want to ask us questions, then feel free to throw that in the chat. We'll feel free to answer if we feel like it.
Yeah, definitely. And until then, we'll just, like, keep talking because why not? You know, it's more interesting than watching, like, an overlay or something, right? So...
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. The overlays that Dr. Zealot made are pretty sexy. And this bracket here is full of, like, really awesome players like Sonic, who is from Team NRS, which I believe is a European-based team, is it not? I'm not sure.
It is a team based out of the Ukraine. NRS Ranged is also on that team and actually taught Sonic everything he knows, and now Sonic, I believe, is better than him. I mean, he's good. He's good. They're both really good. There's some of the best. There's some of the best players around in the USA. In fact, let's see. I think WCS North America QXC took it, but Pkwy Light, I believe, took third. Next was... Who was second in WCS? I forget.
Who was it?
But Pkwy definitely in there representing Team Light here out of Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that Range is actually based around here as well, and he's in Romania. I think he is actually just kind of practicing right now, but what was cool is that in DreamHack, he actually beat Bly, and Bly ended up being runner-up in the whole tournament, so that was actually interesting and kind of cool to actually see Ranged like kick butt in a tournament. And I'm really excited to see Sonic play, because I haven't seen very much of Sonic's gameplay, so I don't really know what to kind of expect. Could you give me like a little bit perspective?
I haven't seen Sonic play in the last couple of months. He hasn't been to the past couple of GameClucks tournaments, so I'm not sure how his play has shifted, but he is definitely a growing player and a player that's learned quite a lot. Now, I do have some somewhat bad news, and this is just hearsay at this point. This isn't like official or confirmed, but I think NRS Range is actually retiring from pro gaming. So
oh, wow.
He's going to be coming back to the U.S. and you know, doing whatever he's going on with his other life.
Was that on Reddit, or where did you hear that?
I heard that from Chris.
Oh.
from Chris, the owner of GameClucks, Chris Henderson, told me this information. So
That's too bad. He was actually doing pretty well in tournaments.
yeah, I think the problem is that nobody knows who NRS Ranged is, even though he was beating Pkwy Light in tournaments, and he was beating a lot of really high-level players. Now, he's not GSL code S or even A, but he is good.
He could get there.
I think the
Code B, man.
The only person in the area that was better than him was Dignitas Select, which we saw just actually in the past couple days. Select is retiring,
Yeah.
and he's going to be going to Dota 2.
That is so sad. Select was actually, when I first started out watching esports and StarCraft 2 in particular, Select was someone who really inspired me to play Terran because of his really awesome multi-pronged dropship play that he just had. It was really inspiring, and the tanks and the MMM that he played was just amazing. And so it's really sad to see players go over to the dark side of Dota, like you, who is also trying to be a Dota caster and plays primarily Dota nowadays, don't you?
That's true. So, ladies and gentlemen, as much as I love StarCraft, it's okay if you want to cast multiple games. I think that
That's true.
I think that game casters, if you focus on 2, maybe 3 games, you can cast that. More than that is maybe pushing it. And you definitely have to have a main game. So my main game is Dota 2. I really do love the game. It is absolutely incredible.
I'm cringing at the sound of you saying that Dota 2 is your main game. It makes
is.
it breaks my heart. My heart was like this, and now it's like.
You don't have a heart,
Dr.
Terry. You're
Zella.
a robot.
You're right. You're true. I really don't have a heart.
Are you a robot, or are you a wizard and you have like a magic spell that hides the fact that you have a heart?
I'm actually the android that got no airtime on Dragon Ball Z, actually. I'm Android 22.
You're Android 22.
Android 22, yes.
Why was Android 22 made, Tara? So,
I don't
like,
know.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, all the androids, they had a purpose, right? So, like, Android 16, his purpose, he was, like, to analyze the world. That's why he was kind of the smart one. And Android 17 and 18, they were meant to kill Goku, right? That was, like, their thing. And they were, like, the brother-sister duo thing going on. And then, of course, Cell, being, you know, an extension of the androids, his job was to, like, come back from the future and kill Goku, but in some sort of time travel-y way. I don't know. So, Android 22, what was Android's 22's, what was her purpose?
I was actually created after Android 17 and 18 in order to seduce Goku in case they didn't actually fail. But it turns out that Saiyans have no sex drive, apparently. So I was just kind of scrapped and taken off the script, and it was pretty sad, to say the least. I was excited to be drawn with a little anime Japanese. Dr. Zelda's like, oh, Tara, oh, minus 10 points.
It doesn't matter, Goku would have still fallen for you.
That's what Nick Bach H says in the chat. Stop
Now-
trying to take... He's trying to take the credit of people in chat here because he's very selfish, as are all Dota players.
What? Okay. We'll talk about this afterwards. We need to get you into some Dota.
Oh God, you can't return home with a B like you can in League of Legends, and you get all of the characters in the beta. So what's the point of like grinding it out in order to get new characters? I don't understand the pull of Dota as opposed to the other MOBAs like League of Legends.
It's a different philosophy, right? So in League of Legends, the idea is you grind out 1 billion games and you unlock new heroes. In Dota, it's all about shifting the metagame and like what your other opponents are playing. And so there's a whole bunch of different game modes. There's random draft, there's all pick, there's captain's mode, there's single draft. And what will happen is a lot of people will pick one hero and then you say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to counter that hero with this other hero that I know counters that. And by everyone having access to all the heroes, it makes it very equitable. And it makes the skill level of the game even higher because it doesn't matter if you have the OP hero or not, the OP hero can always get countered by something else. So that's kind of, it's a little bit of a different idea. And the items in Dota are also all cosmetic. So you can grind out items, but you get like these really cool items that make your character just like look really awesome and like really amazing. It's like playing dress up.
That's actually interesting because I was thinking the same thing should be happening with StarCraft a little bit, but I don't know exactly how to keep StarCraft a hardcore tournament and competitive centered game without making it a little silly. You know, like we have Team Fortress 2 that has the silly hats, and that's what you go for, and it's a really like silly cartoony game. And then the same goes with League of Legends, where a lot of the characters are oversexed or really cute, and it's a cel shaded like, you know, lower graphics game, and it just kind of appeals to a more mass audience. And so that's really interesting that Dota kind of keeps it competitive as well, as you're saying, but also has that kind of carrot on a stick reason that you want to play, because you want to make your character look cool as well. If you're like a girl and you're like, oh, I want to have like this type of look on my character, or I worked really hard to get this type of look, and that's something I think that they should delicately incorporate into StarCraft so that StarCraft can actually have more staying power as far as casual gamers getting into watching and playing the game as well. Because currently there's not really any way or reason for a casual gamer to start playing StarCraft and have the drive to play it more if they aren't playing team games with friends, or if they don't really want to have that competitive level of like super ladder. Because I know it's really discouraging to be like bronze or wood league, right? And you're like, I'm not going to get anywhere with this, and you know, the only thing I'm going to get is portraits every like 100 wins, you know? So I think that's a big issue, but I also understand Blizzard's stance of really just wanting to keep it a different type of game, rather than kind of like a just mass, like, you know, money grabbing game. It kind of just wants to be a little more hardcore niche game, but at the same time it's kind of hurting esports in that way, that it can't grow and further itself.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm sure you've seen, but just for the ladies and gentlemen in the chat who may not know, Heart of the Swarm is probably coming out maybe end of year, maybe beginning of next year. And they are including a level up system in the game.
Yeah, I was so excited to hear that.
You can earn XP, you can earn portraits, you can earn, you know, little cute things for your characters. So they are trying their hardest to make it casual friendly without breaking the game, you know?
Yeah.
So they have to be very careful on how they evolve the game, and they can't do too much at once. Even StarCraft 1, if you played StarCraft 1 since 1998 when it came out, I remember playing it on my Pentium 1 computer, and when that computer turned on, oh my god, the fan on that computer is so loud, it deafened you a little bit. It's like, just, it was terrible, and it was just a Pentium 1. It was like, I think it was 10 megahertz. It was bad. But anyway, playing StarCraft 1 over the years, you realize that it took them almost 10 years to fully balance the game, and it's only year 2 of StarCraft 2. So, yeah, there have been some missteps on the way in terms of relating it to casuals, but, you know, I think Heart of the Swarm is going to be a great update. It's going to be a great expansion, and hell, you get to play the single player as Sexy Kerrigan. You get to look at boobs all day.
That's true.
Zerg boobs.
Creepy Zerg encrusted boobs, but boobs nonetheless.
Oh.
We're invited?
Oh my
yes!
god, we're invited, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
can't believe we are invited to an event.
It's gonna be Depression versus NRS Sonic, ladies and gentlemen.
Depression?
Depression.
So NRS Sonic is going to battle Depression today at GameClucks monthly tournament, October edition. We were not invited. Such lies.
All right. Let's invite you.
See, you get invited, but then I don't get invited. I see how it is here. I am not invited.
Well, you did get a special invite. We're going to ask the players if they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Depression is ready, and Sonic is ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Depression versus Sonic, a Protoss versus Terran. The countdown has begun. We're going to go in this game almost immediately.
All right, and is this the first match against them, or have they already played a match?
This is the second match. Now, we do not know who won the first match. They did not tell us. They just decided to start the game. So, we'll find out after this. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and introduce the players.
All right, in the bottom right-hand corner, spawning as the orange Protoss, we have the very sad and lonely Depression.
He's just bored. And up here in the top left-hand corner, we have our purple Terran, Sonic.
And I think Dr. Zealot should probably switch the view. He's a little bit forgetful in his old age here.
I did have a birthday just a couple days ago.
That is very true. How old are you now? 100?
26.
26.
1,000.
Yes, exactly.
Vampire age.
And I have to turn 23 in 2 weeks as well.
Yeah, I love how everybody has birthdays at this time of year.
I know.
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty awesome. And Thanksgiving and then Christmas. It's just it's my favorite time of year.
Oh, me too. Oh my god.
I love it so much. Actually, Tara, my one of my coworkers was like, "All right, David, we're gonna have a really important process meeting today." I'm a programmer in my day job, so like I'm like, "Oh, not one of these. This is painful." So my coworker gets me in this room, and they're like, "Okay, so this is what we need to look at," and they bring up this PowerPoint. It has like lots of really complicated drawings and like flowchart diagrams and like UML diagrams and all this crap on it. And then I'm like studying it. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. What are you showing me? And then the like the curtain goes down, and like the rest of my team are standing there, and they're like, surprise! And they have a cake and the whole nine. It was awesome.
I totally saw that coming in this story, and I was getting ready to be really happy. I've been happy the whole time, like, oh, I know he's gonna say it. They had a surprise party for him. And it looks like Sonic is going right into gas, putting 3 workers in there. And he is dropping down these barracks. I'm getting out of it today. I'm quite tired. The barracks are on the side so that when he comes in and scout, he doesn't really see it, but he already did see it with this scout. And I don't know if he's going to actually lose this scouting probe or not. It looks like he's going to be able to get away. And tell us about your Protoss, since you are the Protoss man. What is it that Depression is doing?
I think Depression is kind of going for the same thing that we've been seeing from IRE, actually, and from the metagame in general, is going for this one gate double stalker play before expanding. And it's a pretty safe way to take control of the map or to counter some early marine shenanigans around the map. Now, before we get too deep into this game, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done it already, we would really love it if you followed GameClucks. There's a button in the top left-hand corner of the stream. If you haven't followed us already, please go ahead and click follow. You'll get notifications when we go live, so you can see more awesome tournaments like this. We do the StarCraft 2 monthly every single month here at GameClucks. In addition to other things like Dota 2 tournaments and fighting game tournaments, all sorts of things that are not killing esports.
Absolutely. And what is going on with this patrolling little SCV here? It looks like the Zealot's coming down to kind of try to take that out. What was he waiting for?
I think he was just
waiting for the scout?
timing for the natural here. And he doesn't see the natural timing come out. But then again, this is what he was waiting for, the 4 gate. And Depression says GG.
Wow. What?
What?
He saw this. Hold on, I'm having issues. Okay, he saw this attack just coming across, and he was not going to be ready for it. So he just went GG. That is game right there. I was not able to deny that there. So that was a pretty quick and interesting game.
That was so fast.
Map, right?
Yeah, the map.
I'm still in the game here watching the the units just come over here and kill the lifeless Depression.
That's
insane.
I didn't expect that.
We were filler talking, and then all of a sudden the game ended.
I did not expect that to happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you missed it, he was going 4 gate, and the SCV got into the base, scouted the 4-gate, and immediately Sonic went all in. And Depression recognized that he went all in and GG'd immediately. It happened in the span of about 2 seconds. That blew my mind.
And GG is definitely the only hard counter to a very aggressive all-in, so I think it was well played there. What do you think, Dr. Zealot?
I don't know. I mean, at this level of play, if I was Depression, I would want to stay in the mat. But I guess he felt like he had no other choice.
Yeah, and also at a high level play, you can actually kind of sense and know when for sure you should just kind of give up, when you know you're going to be taken out soon, and kind of just leave with your dignity. So
your dignity intact.
Yes.
That is a good point, is that if you're going to lose a game, sometimes it is better to GG earlier. Just because it's a stamina thing. You want to keep your stamina. If you say, guess what, I'm going to be able to take it back in the next 2 games, then yeah, go ahead and GG. But I'm not sure it's 6 minutes and 24 seconds, if that's such a good time.
I mean, when you're a high-level competitive player, you do this so much, you know when you're going to lose, and you also kind of have that, like, it's kind of a low-level player mentality to just kind of stand there and be like, I can do it, yes I can, and just kind of, like, try to do things, and just, it's unfruitful, and you just completely can't do anything, and it's just, So, I don't know. That was interesting.
I believe that actually Sonic, that was the second game, so I believe Sonic 2-0'd him.
It's getting pretty late in the day as well, so that's probably another factor.
We're going to find out here in just a minute. I'm not getting any response from Depression, and I'm not getting a response from Sonic at that. So while we're waiting for the players to respond, let's go ahead, let's take a look at the bracket, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's do that. Bracket looking.
So if you take a look at the bracket, we can see that Tleah Light is going to be going up against Ire. In fact, they started the game without us.
Oh
Joy.
man, again?
Again. They started the game without us. I can't believe it. Now Sonic here, he's going to move on, and he's going to face... wait, what? Oh no.
Why does it say C. Colmes right here? Is that the guy's actual name?
I think that's his actual name. I think Depression might be a Smurf. So, we're going to see Sonic go up against Tleah Light here in just a few minutes. Tleah, I think, never mind, I saw him playing a ladder match. He wasn't playing an actual match. So, we'll see that game in just a minute here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go set up the players and talk to them. Tara, do you want to talk to the ladies and gentlemen on the screen?
Absolutely.
Alright, I'll be right back.